WrestleMania 35. Surely there is a main event here that could happen. You and The Miz. And keeping in mind, this story dates back all the way to the original NXT. Mm-hmm. You were The Miz's rookie, hilariously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, there is such an potentially the greatest story WWE has ever told over a long period of time. Imagine that video package going into a main event match at WrestleMania. Is that something you're up for?
I am definitely up for it. My question, you asked me that question. I will answer it with a question. Do you trust WWE with telling that story from now until WrestleMania 35? like, what in the last several years has shown to you that something like that is possible here, and for it to be
okay? I will reply to that question. My answer is the last time they did that successfully over a long period of time was you in the build-up to WrestleMania 30. So if you're involved, you're the key ingredient here.
Yeah,
surely.
If something accidentally happens, and
if they've got no control over it,
if
then
they've got no
do
control over it, it's possible that it can happen. But yeah, I think that would be awesome. I think it would be something that the fans would be excited to see. Whether or not we can prolong, because people want to see me punch Miz in the face. I want to punch Miz in the face. Whether we can prolong that on television for that period of time, I don't know.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so.
Off this shitty fucking product by coming on here and speaking the fucking goddamn truth about this fucking filth. And I can book a better show taking a fucking dump after eating my fucking Chipotle chorizo with extra cheese. I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. Have I ever? Of course not. WWE's great, man. Fuck you, Japan, and Kenny Omega, Okada. Johnny! What is it, man? Can I suck your dick? What is it, man? And this is the #1 fucking podcast right here on YouTube.com. This is off the script. Man, oh man, you gotta admire Daniel Bryan for being completely honest, thinking the same exact thing that I'm sure everyone is thinking, and just not giving a shit. Just not giving a shit, man. I seen this interview posted on Twitter, and I want to thank CM Pulse for bringing this to pretty much everyone's attention, because I seen it through his Twitter feed, and that was from the Gorilla Position YouTube channel. So if you guys want to go and check that out and listen to the rest of the interview that they conducted with Daniel Bryan, you guys can do that as well. You know, it's very difficult to sit here and say he's wrong. Do you trust WWE to handle not only him and this storyline that we know could be great? Because I've already said I think that they dropped the ball on it already. They could have laid the groundwork at Money in the Bank, and they did not give The Miz the Money in the Bank briefcase. They gave it to Braun Strowman because it's all going to play into the Roman initiative. Whatever. I don't even feel Braun Strowman needed Money in the Bank. But that's another story for a different day. I don't trust WWE, not only with Daniel Bryan, The Miz, and this storyline. I don't trust them with anything. I don't trust them with anything. Especially on the main roster. When I talk about trust, I'm looking towards NXT, because it is very rarely that they let me down over there on NXT. And WWE had already dropped the ball with Daniel Bryan during WrestleMania 30. Do you think, and we've talked about this, I've mentioned this several times, do you think WWE was going to push Daniel Bryan to where he ended up at the end of WrestleMania 30? If CM Punk hadn't left and WWE had gotten the reaction that they wanted with Batista's return. You know, it was one of those situations where he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. WWE continued to want other things outside of giving the fans what they wanted with Daniel Bryan. It was other factors that played heavily into getting Daniel Bryan in WrestleMania 30's main event and winning the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't trust for a second that WWE would have pushed Daniel Bryan. So I found that to be very interesting, and it all kind of goes with what we talked about on part 2 with Off the Script here for this weekend, episode 228, where WWE is having trouble or issues or desires to push Daniel Bryan right now because of his contract situation. We don't know if he's going to sign. We don't know if he has already signed. But if he hasn't, I think this interview with the Gorilla Position guys is a clear indication that right now he probably has not signed. And if he has not signed, it feels like, well, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. What the fuck are they going to do to me? I'm going to be out of here in 2 months. So it's very interesting to see what's going on with Daniel Bryan right now. Outside of the Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and the Cody Rhodes and WWE, you know, getting ready to offer them a fucking boatload of money to come on over. Daniel Bryan is the biggest story right now in WWE as it pertains to his contract situation. But I will keep you guys updated on anything that I hear. I wanted to play that for you because I thought it was absolutely fucking hilarious. It speaks of truth. I love that Daniel Bryan is so honest. That's why I love him. And it's something that I am sure everyone listening to me here today feels the same. So I thought that was great. I wanted to share that with you guys. This is episode 228, part number 3 of Off the Script on your Monday. This is July 2nd, 2018. I did not get part 3 up yesterday because I was in Brooklyn most of the day, and I got some very, very, very good things coming up with House of Glory, man. They are actually giving me the opportunity to have my own show, and I will definitely keep you guys posted on this. My own show. It's not going to be like what we do here on Off the Script. It's going to be completely different. It's going to be called Cutting Corners. And I'm going to be interviewing top House of Glory talent. I'm going to be bringing my personality that you see here to real places in and around New York City. We're going to be sitting down with House of Glory talent. We're going to be just getting the answers to everything pertaining to everyone that I interview, man. It's going to be great. I want to thank my good buddy Jason, the man over at House of Glory, for taking the time to film me yesterday and take photos of me yesterday, just getting everything ready because this is going to be one of their big things on their YouTube channel. We're going to try and revamp the YouTube channel over there with House of Glory. We got this big event coming up August 17th with Austin Aries and Enzo and more talent to be named. LAX from Impact Wrestling is going to be there defending the House of Glory Tag Team titles. We got a no ropes match with the Amazing Red versus Anthony Gangone for the House of Glory World Championship. It's going to be fucking crazy. So you guys need to go and check out anything House of Glory. Everything you need is linked down in the description. You want their website. It is the centralized hub for all their stuff. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and tickets. HOGWrestling.net. Can't wait to show you guys what we got coming up over there. It's going to be some good stuff. I want to thank everybody for showing support, man. I've been in talks with my buddy Grimm's Toy Show. I'm sure you guys know who he is. And something's going on with YouTube, man. We were going back and forth on the revenue issue. We don't think our videos, even though we got the green monetization symbol, we feel like our videos are not being monetized. So I told him I'm going to try and conduct some shows that I do here, because he knows how I operate here. I'm going to try and conduct some shows over here with the same attitude that I give you, but I'm going to try and lessen the profanity. Because we were going back and forth, and for a channel his size, you know, and I was telling him what I usually do over here, revenue seems to be completely off. Subscribers seem to be completely off. We got views. 1 week it's good, 1 week it's bad. One day it's good, one day it's bad. Part 1 did almost 30,000 views here for Off the Script. On Saturday, it didn't even touch half of that. So I know you guys didn't get Part 2 in your subscription boxes, which is very, very shitty, because I thought Part 2 was fucking great in my rant on 205 Live and Monday Night Raw. So if you guys missed any of that stuff, please go and check it out. So I'm going to be conducting some experiments, but it's going to be very difficult for me not to use profanity with Monday Night Raw tonight, because you guys know how I get on Monday nights after I have to sit through a 3-hour show. But it's going to be interesting. So we're going to try our best to limit the profanity. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to curse, but I'm going to try and limit the profanity, because even though it's green, advertisers may choose to still not advertise on it because of the content that lies within. So we're going to figure something out there. But I don't know what's going on with YouTube, man. It's a really shitty situation right now, but we'll see what's going on with that. Shout out to Grim and him doing what he's doing over there. I hope to see him sometime this summer, because I know there is a huge convention in Atlantic City that I think he's going to. And that is happening at the Claridge Casino, right on the boardwalk. There's supposed to be some big wrestling convention. Bullet Club's going to be there. It's going to be great. So I hope to see him sometime this summer and catch up, maybe buy him a beer or two. We'll see what happens with that. Well, I got some big news as well here, man. Listen to this. Before we get into the news, I have news, but not much of it. But I wanted to come on here and give you guys a part 3 anyway. Look at this, man. You guys know I'm going to be in Pittsburgh for Extreme Rules. Look at this, man. Wrestle Rumble, Off the Script, Extreme Rules pre-party from 4 to 6 p.m. at Terrace on 5th, 1014 5th Avenue. This is right across the street from the PPG Paints Arena. It will be a live broadcast of Off the Script featuring me and probably the greatest ECW champion of all time. A guy who I thought was the personification of a number one man for a company during that time. A guy who I looked at to be probably the best promo in all of professional wrestling at that time. The franchise, Shane Douglas, is going to be in the house. I'm going to give my Patreons first dibs on whatever questions that you want me to ask him when I have him on the panel on the 15th for my Off the Script live pre-party right before Extreme Rules, man. Also, we are going to have an Off the Script Wrestle Rumble meetup event the night before Extreme Rules at Las Vegas Mexican Restaurant in Market Square, downtown Pittsburgh, man. It's going to be a big weekend. If you guys are coming on out, and I hope that you do, if you guys are going to be in Pittsburgh or you're going to be traveling to Pittsburgh for Extreme Rules, I would love if you showed up to the pre-party, man. That is Sunday from 4 to 6. Brian Goulash set up a Facebook event page for you guys to RSVP if you are indeed going to be there. It just went live. If you guys want to show some support, if you're going to be there, I would love if you come. So I'm going to leave you guys everything you need at the very top of the description. I'm going to leave the link to the Facebook event page for you to RSVP to this pre-party Off the Script Extreme Rules weekend. That's Sunday before Extreme Rules. Please come on out. It's going to be great. There's going to be food and drink specials. It's going to be fucking fantastic, man. And there's the F-bomb, and there goes my monetization. But whatever. It's going to be great, man. So come on out. Should be a fun time. I want to thank Brian and his support. You guys have shown support towards his cancer research GoFundMe page. You guys have been doing good on that. Please continue to support that. That will be linked at the top of the comment section pinned down below. Also, my buddy Rusty, he just got another $50 donation this week. And not sure if it was from an Off the Script listener, but he did get a $50 donation towards his overall go for his Bike MS 2018 tour. He's doing big things over there, training hard for that. So if you guys want to continue to support my friend Rusty and Brian in both of their causes, great causes, Everything will be linked down in the comment section, pinned at the very top. So please go and check that out. Very important you do so. And we'll be taking donations for Brian all the way up until the Extreme Rules live party on Extreme Rules Sunday. Barbershop Window has big sales going on for the 4th of July, man. So it's going to be great. This heat is fucking... There's another F-bomb. There you go. Monetization. Every time I drop the F-bomb, fucking another one. There you go. I can't help myself, man. I can't help myself. What can I say? Anyway, we got a Barbershop Window deal for the 4th of July weekend. The heat here is absolutely killer, man. Everything feels wet. It's humid. It's hot. I think my cats are going to drop dead. They are miserable looking right now. And I'm miserable right now, even recording this. I'm dripping sweat. I just got out of the shower. I'm dripping sweat. But hope you guys have a great 4th of July coming up. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know. I really don't care. But we got a big sale over at Barbershop Window, man, for the 4th of July. If you go to their website, you're going to enter the coupon code in over there. I'm sure you're going to save some money, up to 20% off any t-shirts. This week is a great time to buy. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Please go and do that if you want to support. I'll be in Pittsburgh. I'll be in New York for SummerSlam. I'll be in Chicago for All In. And I'll be doing a meet and greet there. If you guys want to come on out, details coming soon on that. Should be great. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript if you guys want to support the podcast by buying a shirt. Harry's. We are back with Harry's, man. We are back with Harry's. They're an official sponsor for the entire year. Harrys.com/script. Get your free trial shave set, blade, handle, shave gel, and a razor blade protective case. Please go and do that. It's a great way to support the show, and it is the best shave that you will have. I guarantee you that whatever you have in your medicine cabinet right now will go in the trash once that Harry's blade hits your face. Harrys.com/script. Sign up. All you have to do is pay the shipping and handling, and you guys will have that right in your mailbox, man. Audible. I want to thank everybody for still supporting Audible. You guys are kicking ass every month with that. audibletrial.com/offthescript. So please go and sign up. You get 1 month free of their service and 1 free audio book of your choice. audibletrial.com/offthescript. And if you guys have already signed up, tell a friend, a family member, a coworker, a classmate for you guys who are in summer school. Tell a classmate, bro. Say JD's giving away some free audio books. We got to learn something. So let's listen to a new book. There you go. Bob Holly's got a great book everybody loves. Daniel Bryan, AJ Lee, Jim Ross, Justin Roberts, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, Mick Foley. The list goes on and on. Over 190,000 different choices to choose from. Just not wrestling, man. So that's audibletrial.com/offthescript. And if you guys want to support the podcast through Patreon, patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. This week, I'm going to get working on it. I'm going to do the 1993 King of the Ring. I'm going to give you a full-blown, off-the-script retro review, like you see here. And that's going to be exclusive for Patreon. So if you guys want some extra content, I'm going to start rolling out the extra content when I have time. I'm not going to make it a weekly thing because I have too much going on here with the channel as it is, with Raw, SmackDown, NXT. You got the news and rumors, off the script extra, off the script every weekend. I want to get back into the gaming stuff. I'm waiting for YouTube to go live with their premiere option, where I can record something and premiere as a live stream, live, but it's really taped. So I want to wait for all that to get back into the gaming things and do the live streaming. But I'm going to be doing some off-the-script retro that was supposed to be on the IRW network, if you guys remember that failed experiment with Bischoff. I don't even think that's a thing anymore, but I'm going to put it on Patreon for you guys sometime this week, probably before the weekend, and that's going to be for patrons $5 or more. So if you guys want to get some extra content and you guys want to get at least a half an hour of me talking about the 1993 King of the Ring, because this past June we celebrated I believe it was the 25th anniversary of the King of the Ring. So there you go. So we'll do that as well. So patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. Let's get into the news, man. Thank you guys for everything and for listening to everything that I have to tell you, because there's a lot of stuff coming up. So I feel like I'm not doing myself a service by not telling you. Let's get into the news, man. All I heard all weekend was Lesnar will not be at SummerSlam. I heard it again this past weekend. Even when I did part 2, people were tweeting me, JD, did you hear about the story that Mike Johnson of PW Insider is reporting. Lesnar will not be at SummerSlam. According to high-ranking sources, Brock Lesnar will not be at SummerSlam defending the WWE Universal Championship. I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't know what to tell you guys. I stated it on Twitter the day people were mass tweeting me about this story. I have a better chance of getting a date with Zelina Vega than Brock Lesnar missing SummerSlam. Please do not believe everything that you hear. You know, I am guilty of it. You guys are guilty of it as well. When we hear something, we jump on it and think everything is legitimately true. Do you honestly believe? Now, I mean, before I even say anything, I would not be surprised if WWE does not have Lesnar at SummerSlam just to play into the Roman agenda. Vince McMahon, I cannot walk this earth and believe he is that stupid to think that we are going to fall for a Roman storyline and everyone feeling sympathy for him. You want that to culminate in New York City, which we talked about on part 1. You want that storyline to culminate in New York City at the end of SummerSlam, in front of that crowd, when you know for a fact they will absolutely devour him alive. Now, Vince may pull another situation where he doesn't put Lesnar and Reigns on in the main event at SummerSlam, which is coincidentally their second biggest pay-per-view of the year, for the simple fact that we're not going to get we're going to get the Roman reaction that we want. Vince is not going to get the Roman reaction he wants because of that New York crowd. He doesn't want Roman to be in front of that again like he was in New Orleans. But what happened in Chicago? No matter where you go in this country, Roman is going to be cheered and reacted to in the same way. It is not going to work. You could have this match take place on Mars, and the fans will still boo the ever-living shit out of it. And the same reaction will be had for Roman Reigns no matter where you are. I don't care. You know, WWE cannot be this stupid. But to hold Brock Lesnar off of SummerSlam, logistically, that makes no sense whatsoever. He is your Universal Champion. I am going with this as a bullshit story. Do you honestly think Vince McMahon is going to keep Brock Lesnar, who is making at least $6 to $7 million a year for WWE, as their Universal Champion off of their second biggest pay-per-view of the year for them in one of their biggest markets in the country in New York City? Can you use some of the brain that you have in your head, please? Do not believe this story. I'm going to read it to you anyway. It's complete garbage. It really is. There are so many questions surrounding Brock Lesnar and the Universal Championship. As previously noted, Meltzer has been reporting the idea that for Lesnar versus Reigns at SummerSlam, you know, it's there, but it's not set in stone. It looks like Lesnar might not wrestle at SummerSlam, or what I'm calling Summer Scam, at all. Turns out that he has not been booked for the show, which is odd, to say the least. Mike Johnson said the following on PW Insider Elite, I quote, "I am hearing Brock may not even work SummerSlam, and we may not see Brock again till later in the year." Which is madness if you really think about it. And think about the belt. Johnson added, "And it may be that they only have a couple of dates left on Brock, and they're trying to spend as much they're trying to spend as much time as they can. If they want him more often, then maybe they should sign him to more dates." On Friday's Wrestling Observer Live, Alvarez said the following, and I quote, "Well, here's what I know. Dave and I have been talking about this for a couple of weeks. Brock has one match left on his current deal, and the original idea was SummerSlam. Right now, I should say, as of 2 days ago, it may have changed in the last day or so, but as of 2 days ago, Brock Lesnar was not booked for SummerSlam. Alvarez pointed out that a lot can happen in a month and a half. The original idea for Extreme Rules was a six-pack challenge to determine Lesnar's next contender. At some point last week, Vince McMahon changed his mind. Alvarez continued, and I quote, "The situation is this. This is the last that I heard, and things can change. Vince wants Roman to get cheered." That's where Vince is a complete imbecile. We've been through this already for 4 years. Get it through your 72-year-old brain. It is not going to ever work. Vince wants Roman to get cheered, Alvarez said. He continued, "That's not happening." WWE has done everything, including trying to paint Lesnar as a guy who only shows up when he wants to because he doesn't care about the fans, but that hasn't helped to get Reigns over with the fans either. End quote. It will be interesting to see what direction WWE goes in for SummerSlam. Because as of right now, this is nothing but a scam. Because it will be strange for one of the biggest shows of the year to not include a match for the Universal Championship. At this point, WWE hopes that fans will really get upset at Lesnar. We'll see if that works, but my gut tells me that there is nothing they can do to get fans behind Reigns. Listen, WWE is already with one foot in the grave. Already with one foot in the grave. They are backing themselves into a corner already. You already gave us Reigns and Mahal. Now you're giving us Reigns and Lashley. Yet you want us to cheer Roman Reigns going into SummerSlam against Brock Lesnar. You do realize that with Reigns and Mahal, and then Reigns and Lashley, all three guys' charisma levels are at 0 or negative levels. You want us to choose one of these guys coming out of these matches and feuds. And then when Brock Lesnar reemerges with the Universal Championship, you think that after what we've seen already with Reigns and Lashley and then Mahal, that all of a sudden we're going to want to get behind Roman Reigns? When Brock Lesnar reappears, I don't care how long he's been without a Monday Night Raw appearance, a match, or how long the Universal Championship has been off Monday Night Raw. When he reemerges, people will be pleased to see Roman get his ass kicked and to see Brock Lesnar. It's going to be the same result that we've seen at WrestleMania. And then when you go give us a match with it being the same thing that you tried to tell at WrestleMania in New York, you will have the biggest blow up that I think you will ever have when it comes to Roman Reigns. They cannot be this stupid. It's not going to work. Get this man away from the title picture. Get it out of your heads that this guy is the face of the company. Get it out of your heads that this is going to work and that fans are going to somehow develop sympathy and all develop amnesia at the same exact time, that we're all going to be fans of Roman Reigns on one given week and that we're going to want to see him take the Universal Championship over Brock Lesnar because we want the title on Raw. No, it ain't going to work that way. You could give me the Universal Championship, and I'm pretty sure people would be more happy to see me with the championship than fucking Roman Reigns. Nobody wants Roman anywhere near the top. That is clear as day. This needs to stop. This sympathy storyline is nothing more than a pathetic attempt at something that has never worked for 4 years in a way to develop sympathy for somebody that we genuinely don't want on our televisions. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. And if this is really a legit story, really a legit story, and Lesnar's not working SummerSlam, and he's holding this title hostage, take the fucking title off of him, wish him his future endeavors, get him the hell away from Monday Night Raw in the WWE, and let him go to the UFC. I don't see how much more Brock Lesnar is doing for WWE than is already being done. Is he enhancing subscriptions? Is he drawing ratings to Raw? Does he have more eyes on the product? I don't know. Strip this guy of the title. If this is a legit story, which I think is complete bullshit, this is nothing but a storyline. You are being worked. You're being worked. Do not put it past Vince to play Roman's card. They will do anything and tell you anything to get this guy over. If telling a Dave Meltzer and a Brian Alvarez and a Mike Johnson, this is what's happening, Lesnar's not going to be at SummerSlam, they will do that to push the initiative. Don't believe anything. Lesnar's making $6 million plus a year. For him to not be at SummerSlam? Come on, bro. Seriously. That is absolutely ridiculous. This is nothing more than another Roman Reigns agenda initiative pushing Roman to get sympathy from the fans. That's all it is. Well, Lesnar doesn't give a shit about the fans. Tell me something that I don't know. Lesnar doesn't care about the WWE. Tell me something I don't know. At this point, fans just want to see a bloodbath. They want to see blood being shed. And it's going to be Roman's blood. This is going to be even worse than what we've seen at WrestleMania. And if you have any balls to attempt to put this on in New York City and give me Roman winning the Universal Championship, then by all means, you deserve every bit of backlash that you have coming to you. And don't try and spin the web about New York is disrespectful. Right now, WWE is being disrespectful to 98% of their audience. The only ones who are actually happy about this are the Roman Reigns superfan accounts on social media. You know, the ones with Roman in their header and then Roman with the profile picture and them going on Roman Reigns' Twitter. And the first few comments that you see are, "Yes, King, you are my master. I do as you say. You are a god walking this earth. I bow to you and kiss your feet. Can you please unzip your pants while I suck your cock?" Those people. The people who I wish I could see what they really look like. The ones who have no life. Those are the fucking people. So fucking scary. It is ridiculous how people don't open their eyes and accept what is being given to you. You are being played for a fool. You are being played for a fool. WWE is trying to tell their own version of this story, but the story has already been written for them. We don't want Roman. Run with that. There's more money in it for you in that than you trying to spin the story in your own narrative. It ain't working. We gave WWE the fucking story. They got the pen and they continue to erase everything that we got set forth for them. Turn him heel. The whole book would be a nice journey to sit through. Fuck out of here. Moving on. Tired of talking about this shit. Brock Lesnar will be at SummerSlam, and if he's not, I would be genuinely fucking surprised. Moving on here. Speaking of Monday Night Raw, another rumor. Another rumor that people throwing at me. JD, can this be true? No. Rumor killer on Michael Cole. Apparently, there's been rumors about Michael Cole's future in WWE. I gotta see a car ride video from Shows You Entertainment. Subscribe. See you both. Oh my God, breaking news. See, you know, guys like that reporting Michael Cole is stepping away from Monday Night Raw. Have you paid attention to the news and rumors in the last year and a half? Has Michael Cole shown any of him stepping away? Of course not. Why would Michael Cole step away? Why would Michael Cole step away? I don't know where these rumors got started, but I didn't read anything about Michael Cole being replaced on Monday Night Raw. And again, this was addressed on PW Insider Elite by Mike Johnson. Johnson noted that Cole is the guy in charge when it comes to the announcers in the company. He's the veteran announcer. If you guys watched anything behind the scenes with NXT, he is behind NXT. He is the guy in charge of the commentating with Morrow, Nigel, and Percy. He's there. He does the same thing on SmackDown. He's there with Phillips and Graves and Saxton. Do I enjoy Michael Cole's commentary? Of course not. I think he is terrible. And he's terrible because of what Vince portrays him as on Monday Night Raw. Remember in 2017, January, when he called the first ever United Kingdom Championship tournament with Nigel McGuinness? How we all raved about Michael Cole's commentary, how genuinely excited he sounded, how unlike himself he sounded? Why is that? Because he was actually portrayed as a human being. On Monday Night Raw, he is awful. Johnson noted that he is in charge of all the announcers in the company, which means that Graves, Otunga, Joseph, McGuinness, and the backstage interviewers all report to him. At this point, there are no plans to take Michael Cole off television. However, Cole has indeed said in the past that he is tired, and after 20 years and only missing about a month's work in 20 years, that he is looking to possibly step away in the near future. That is all he said. He wants to transition more to a backstage role. He already works behind the scenes in NXT, so working with talents is not new to him. He's 49 years old. He's been with the WWE since 1997 as Todd Pettengill's replacement. The little known fact here is that Pettengill was the person to recommend Cole to WWE as Pettengill moved on to his full-time career in radio. Cole started out as a backstage interviewer before moving up to the full-time announcer position for SmackDown. As WWE began phasing out Jim Ross, Cole was eventually, which I think Jim Ross, still had many years left in him when they got rid of him. Don't know why, but I guess they wanted that young announcer. Cole was eventually moved into the lead role on Monday Night Raw in 2008. If Michael Cole, and I said this to a few people, if Michael Cole is indeed moving on from Monday Night Raw, a lot of people are like, Morrow. No. No. Absolutely not. I don't want Morrow anywhere near the main roster. I am okay with listening to Morrow 1 hour a week on NXT. I don't need him on Raw. We all know he is the best voice, not only in sports, but in the WWE. Nobody even comes close to him. I don't want Morrow anywhere near Raw. I don't want him on SmackDown. I don't. I want Morrow on NXT. I want Morrow's voice for the foreseeable future. I know his contract's coming up next year. Triple H is not going to be a dummy. He's going to go out and re-sign him. Why would you not want someone like that for NXT? I want him on TakeOver. I want his voice telling the stories down there. I don't want anything to do with Morrow on the main roster. You move Tom Phillips to Raw, which I don't even like him as much as I used to when he was in NXT. You move Tom Phillips to Raw, because Tom Phillips is already a robot, if you look at him. Sounds identical every single week. He does nothing to get you excited about what's happening in the ring. He sounds like everybody else. He got comfortable in that role. He sounds like an android. Because he's overly scripted. You put Tom Phillips on Monday Night Raw, and then you move Vic Joseph to SmackDown Live. That's what you do. Oh, JD, who takes over 205 Live? I'll take over 205 Live. Just put me on there. Put me next to Nigel McGuinness and Percy Watson. We'll have a grand old time. But all joking aside, that's what you got to do. Morrow stays in NXT. I want nothing to do with him on the main roster. As far as Michael Cole moving on, should he move on? Absolutely. That show needs a revamp in every aspect, in every department. Does Monday Night Raw need to be changed? The show is awful. Raw is garbage. It all starts with the announcing. That show needs a punch in the face like you wouldn't believe. Seriously. Michael Cole ain't going anywhere. When he does go somewhere, we'll know. But right now, I don't see him going anywhere. So get used to hearing him for the foreseeable future on WWE until he comes out and says, I'm stepping away, and they name a replacement. Simple as that. Speaking of NXT, major changes are coming to NXT TakeOver events. Looks like WWE is making a change to the time formatting of NXT TakeOver shows. The recent shows have run a little longer than 2.5 hours, and apparently that will be a permanent thing, which I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. In fact, sometimes I want these shows to have an extra match or run a little bit longer. Not too long, not to eclipse 3 hours, but 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes, fine. Fine by me. The Axis Events website is now listing a 3:15 start time local for NXT TakeOver Los Angeles, which is the next event after Brooklyn, which is Survivor Series weekend. The first 45 minutes are usually reserved for taping matches that would air after TakeOver on weekly NXT TV. The live TakeOver would start at 4 p.m. local time, 7 p.m. Eastern. On Saturday's Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer discussed the change, and I quote, WWE NXT is going to start an hour earlier. I don't know if the next TakeOver in Brooklyn is starting earlier. I'll try to get that confirmed in the next couple of days. The idea is that the shows will be under 3 hours. Meltzer added, the idea is not to lengthen shows, but based on history of changes in WWE, I think it's probably going to end up the same thing. It is what it is. As far as entertainment goes, I like the time of an NXT show at 2.5 hours. Would it be bad if it went to 2 hours and 45 minutes? 3 hours? Probably not. I don't think that is going to water down the show or hurt the show. It's the move that they're making, end quote. In the grand scheme of things, this is not really that big of a major change. It will not drag the show out at all by extending it a half an hour or to 3 hours total. They will never drag NXT TakeOver shows to 4 hours, 5 hours like they ridiculously do on the main roster. Let's hope that they don't decide to cram more matches into TakeOver shows because the 5 seems to be the right amount. I would be okay topping out at 6. Maybe get a UK match on there. I even brought up the idea of, WWE don't want to feature the cruiserweights on these main roster shows, these main roster pay-per-views. Why not get the cruiserweight championship to be defended on an NXT TakeOver show? You don't think the fans would love to see a Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy type of match on TakeOver? Come on, man. That crowd would eat that up. For what it's worth, according to the Barclays Center website, the live TakeOver in Brooklyn scheduled for 8 p.m. and the pre-show matches are scheduled for 7:15 Eastern as usual. So we could start to see this towards the end of the year with NXT TakeOver Los Angeles Survivor Series weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see. If that's the major change coming to TakeOver, I'm okay with it. Having the shows finish at 9:30, 9:45, and then me come on here and have a review it by 11, I'm good to go. Good to go. Finish by 11, get the video uploaded. You guys can enjoy it. I go out, have a few beers, come home, go to sleep. These shows end later at like 11. You got to come on here and dedicate your entire night to it. The thing won't be uploaded till 12, 12:30. By the time you get done, you want to go lay down, go to sleep. If I could get everything done an hour and a half earlier, I'd go out and have a few beers. I like that change. I am all for it if WWE wants to do that, as long as it's not going to compromise the show. Dolph Ziggler. Here's another one. Dolph Ziggler may have signed a new WWE deal. Yeah, and I banged Jennifer Love Hewitt in her prime. During that movie Heartbreakers. She was so hot in that movie, right? She was fucking unbelievable in that movie. Yeah, I nailed her on set. Fuck out of here. Dolph Ziggler may have signed the new WWE contract. How many contracts has this guy signed this year? 5? Probably making more money than Lesnar at this point. Dolph Ziggler's contract is set to expire this summer, but it looks like the company believes he will be staying. Michaels was originally scheduled for the Wales Michaels Comic-Con. The Wales Comic-Con at the University of Wales in the United Kingdom on December 1st and December 2nd. However, it was announced that Michaels would not be able to appear and has been replaced by Dolph Ziggler, as well as Sheamus and Cesaro. This is interesting because WWE would not be sending Ziggler if they didn't think he would be staying with them. This could be a sign that he has signed a new deal or has at least indicated that he will indeed sign a new deal. Ziggler has indicated before that he was looking at doing other things outside of WWE, and there were rumors a couple of years ago that he would leave the company. Back in April, Ziggler said the following during an interview with Fox Sports Australia. I've been asked before to go away for a little while, just so that everyone could forget I lost 99 times out of 100, and it's never really come through. So I might have to do it on my own and see what happens. End quote. It looks like things are going well for him during his recent run with Mr. McIntyre. Ziggler won the Intercontinental Championship from Seth Rollins a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Raw and is scheduled to defend the title in a rematch at Extreme Rules. I am assuming with a stipulation involved. If Ziggler signed a new contract, we will know soon enough. I believe his contract is up after SummerSlam, heading into September. If Dolph Ziggler is still on TV come September, October, then we know he signed a new deal. Other than that, it is all speculation. I don't care how much money he's making. I don't care how many years he signed on. I don't care if he stays or goes. In fact, I would think it would be better for him to go. He would make more money, I am sure, with everything that he's gotten from WWE and the name notoriety and the history that he's had with WWE. He could charge whatever he wants on the indies. He could go and appear at an event like All In, which is not going to happen this year. If they have a All In 2, which Cody and the Young Bucks speculated the last time they were in New York City at the Hammerstein Ballroom for a Ring of Honor taping, they could get him on an All In 2. He could make waves on the indies. He could go to New Japan. Ziggler has no shortage of work anywhere. So the only reason why he would stay with WWE is because A, loyalty, B, he's comfortable, and C, Dolph Ziggler doesn't really want to put in the extra work. He's just very complacent with where he is right now. We don't know. Maybe he cuts a deal where WWE gives him opportunities to have his comedy shows and do outside projects as well as shit with WWE. And if they're going to offer that, when he could easily leave and do that, he would rather make the money with WWE, remain loyal, stay with everybody that he's worked with for so many years, and just stay with WWE. But we won't know what happens with Ziggler until August, September. And like I said, until then, it's all speculation. But right now, with everything that we've reported, I've reported a few times that he signed a new deal. He shut down Justin Barrasso's report, you know. Right now, it's like as if he signed 4 new deals and he's making more money than Brock Lesnar. He's the Intercontinental Champion right now. Yeah, it may look like they gave him a token run to pretty much entice him to stay, but we won't know that for sure. We won't know that until after Extreme Rules. If they do take the title off of him going into SummerSlam where he is with McIntyre, we won't know. It's all speculation. It's all talk. None of your business. Let's enjoy Ziggler for what he's doing right now. He had 2 great matches with Rollins. We're going to have another one coming up in Extreme Rules. Just let's enjoy him for what he is providing us right now. If he leaves, great, you support him. If he stays, hopefully WWE treats him the right way. That's all I can ask for. But based on what we've seen in the last 7 to 8 years, probably not. Vince McMahon spending $500 million on the XFL. This was according to an ESPN report. Vince McMahon has very deep pockets, but he's claimed that no WWE money will be paying for the revival of what will undoubtedly be another failure in the XFL. He sold a ton of his stock to be able to comfortably afford his new venture on the football field, and although we might not have any idea which cities will be part of the XFL's big comeback, we know how much money Vince McMahon had to shell out to make it happen. We previously thought that Vince McMahon said it was going to be around $100 million for his latest attempt at owning a pro football company, but it turns out that number was incredibly low to what the real number was. ESPN reports that Vince McMahon has informed insiders that he actually paid close to $500 million instead. I quote from ESPN articles, the article from ESPN, people were focused on the 100 million, but the truth is that it doesn't even get us to the 20-yard line, said XFL CEO Oliver Luck. End quote. The biggest cost for the league will be the salaries for players and coaches, and an average salary will be around $75,000. So, of course, players with much more demand could make more than that, but the $75,000 seemed to be the average at this juncture. During the first version of the XFL, players only made around $45,000 for the season, so at least they're being paid much better this time around. Now, with insurance premiums topping around $10 million a year, there are probably a lot of expenses that will come with the business of holding a live sporting event as well. Therefore, Vince McMahon's investment of $100 million certainly helped, but it won't really do much for his vision to get all the way to the end zone with all the costs associated with this kind of undertaking. That was the report from ESPN. You know, Vince McMahon, again, this is none of our business. He's an entertainment mogul. He wants to go into business and revive something that was failed, that he didn't put a serious thought into there. It failed, and now he wants to do it and revamp it and restart it again under a new vision. This is his money. This is his money. According to sources, it's not WWE money. He sold a ton of stock. WWE stock right now is over probably $80 a share. This is Vince McMahon's money. He can do what he wants with his own money. That's all I will say about it. If it fails, it fails. If it is a success, which I hope it is for everybody who enjoys football in the offseason that they don't have NFL, so be it. So be it. This is his money. I'm looking at this as a positive thing more so than a negative thing. I really am. I don't give a fuck what Vince McMahon does with his money. He could flush it down the fucking toilet for all I give a shit. I don't care. I'm looking at this as a positive. If Vince McMahon is going to be handling daily routines for the XFL, that means he's away from WWE. That means he's going to bestow the responsibilities to someone else. That means we probably could get better shows. That's all I care about. I don't give a shit about the XFL. I don't give a shit how much money he's investing into the XFL. I don't care. This is his money. At the end of the day, Vince McMahon will have to live with success or failure. And anything that is not wrestling related, didn't really work out well for Vince McMahon. Didn't really work out well for Vince McMahon. I loved the World down in Times Square. I used to go to that all the time. I never ate there, but I went to concerts with their themed restaurant in Times Square. I absolutely loved the sound from the World. When a band that I liked came to the World, boom, I'd go see them there. So traveling to Jersey, or going to the Hammerstein Ballroom, or Roseland Ballroom, which is not too far from Times Square. I always loved the World. They had great sound. I never ate there, but they closed down before I actually had a desire or an attempt to go eat there. The XFL the first time around, we all know that was a failure. Vince McMahon has had failures. Vince McMahon has had successes. Obviously, anything wrestling related, he's had his fair share of failures. Roman Reigns continues to be a failure. The WWE stock is a success. Going publicly traded, a success. WWE Network. They may not be where they want with the 2.5 million subscribers, but I would say the WWE Network is a success. The TV deals that they're accumulating through Fox and NBC Universal, a success. The names he's built up and the stars that he's made in this business, success. And countless others. Countless other things you could probably list off that I didn't name here. This is his money. Let him do what he wants with his money. The fact that I'm looking for, and the most important aspect of this, him potentially spending all his time on the XFL because he wants to see it succeed, moving him away from wrestling-related activity and bestowing it upon somebody else like Triple H. That's what I'm looking for. That probably may be the best thing out of all this $500 million. We'll see what happens. But it's his money. Let him do what he wants with it. I don't give a shit how much money he's investing to the XFL. Probably won't even watch anything past opening day. Shinsuke Nakamura's return date to SmackDown Live. Shinsuke Nakamura is out of action with an injury after getting hit by not hit. He wasn't not in a automobile accident. He was bit by a police dog last Monday, but he's making the best out of it. Nakamura is in Japan doing media interviews for WWE, and he appeared at the live event on Friday while on crutches. Obviously, he could not do much in the ring, but the fans were happy to see him regardless. At this point, it's looking like he will be back for Extreme Rules. So, whatever they have planned for him will likely take place as scheduled at Extreme Rules. This is just speculation from sources right now, but, Jeff Hardy and Nakamura probably will be the match that is planned for Extreme Rules, being that it was planned for last Tuesday's SmackDown, and it did not go on as scheduled. Nikon Sports interviewed Nakamura on Saturday this past weekend, and it was revealed that he should be back in action in about 2 weeks. At this point, there's no word on any legal action. If there will be any legal action taken by WWE and or Nakamura for what happened in Bakersfield on Monday. I'm just happy he's okay. Dog bite. He's not going to miss any action. He's not injured. It's not a wrestling-related injury. It was a freak accident. So what? He'll be back. He'll be doing what he's got to do. Probably win the U.S. title. And we'll get Nakamura, heel Nakamura, back on television. Simple as that. One more story here, man, before we get out of here, because I told you I did not have a lot of news. Stephanie McMahon says popular WWE show is coming back. What does this mean? Are we going to get Saturday night's main event with Fox? Again? I don't know, man. What is it? We're doing a sequel. WWE produces a lot of content with 8 hours of programming per week at minimum. There is very little room to add any other content. Of course, that's never stopped WWE before, but there's no reason to believe that it's going to stop them in the future. That seems to be the case already, as another show was around for a short time earlier this year, and it might be making a return at some point. In the interview with The Drum, Stephanie McMahon, never heard of The Drum? Stephanie McMahon hinted that the Mixed Match Challenge might be coming back in the future. The original incarnation of the show took place from January 16th through April 3rd of this year, with 12 episodes all airing on Facebook Watch. McMahon said that the show was a success and suggested that the show could take place again at some point. Her comments are as follows, and I quote, "It had over 100 million views, and it was considered a success by Facebook. We're now in conversations to see where we go from here, but we are nimble and flexible." End quote. Do you care about the Mixed Match Challenge? I don't. I didn't watch anything outside of episode 1. I couldn't bear to sit through it. It didn't do anything for me. It didn't progress storylines. I'm all about storyline progression. I don't care, especially when I'm watching WWE. It's one match per week for 20 minutes after a SmackDown Live taping. It's not harming anybody. If they want to bring it back, so be it. Give the fans something to watch extra for 20 minutes while they sit on their iPhones or Androids or iPads or tablets or PCs, whatever, man. It's one match, 20 minutes per week. I doubt it's going to do anything to affect WWE. So if that's the case, let's get it done. I don't care. It is what it is. WWE wants to be in and around social media with heavy presence. By all means, do so. I don't care. It's 20 minutes a week. It's not going to bother anybody. I'm getting the hell out of here, man, because I'm bothered by this heat. It is unscruciatingly hot. It's 95 degrees today. It reached almost 100 yesterday. I know you guys down south, you're probably like, JD, why you bitching, man? It's 110 degrees over here in Texas, man. We got 100% humidity in Florida, man. I know. You got to understand, this is unseasonably fucking hot for us up here. Normally it's about 80, 85. 100? Come on, man. Look at Bacardi back there. You're hot, aren't you? I know. What are we going to do? I don't know what we're going to do. We'll figure something out. Maybe I throw you in the shower. Yeah? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. We are almost at 94,000 subscribers, that is, right here on YouTube. I want you guys to take advantage of the barbershop window sale right now for 4th of July. Please go and do that. If you guys want to throw some money towards the great causes, Rusty's Bike Tour 2018 for MS, Brian Gulish and his cancer research GoFundMe page for ovarian cancer. You know, that's great as well. Take advantage of that. I'll be in Pittsburgh for Extreme Rules. Please RSVP. Please, if you're going to be in the area, I would love to gauge how many people are coming. We got 2 weeks. Shane Douglas is going to be my special guest. I'm going to give my Patreons first dibs on to ask him great questions. So if you guys are a Patreon right now and you guys want to get in on that, I'm going to be taking questions. I'm going to be taking notes for that. I got my iPad all ready to go. So I want to make it a really, really great interview with Shane Douglas. So you guys can ask whatever questions you want. I'll take some of them and I'll include some of my own, of course. And it should be great. So if you're going to be in Pittsburgh for Extreme Rules, that's coming up soon, man. 2 weeks, July 15th. I'll be in Pittsburgh holding a live off the script at Buford's Kitchen, Terrace on 5th. Rooftop bar, drink specials, food specials. Going to be great, man. There with the Wrestle Rumble crew. Going to be there with Brian Gullish. Going to be a damn good time. So please come on out. Support that. Harry's, Audible, Patreon. Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. And I think I covered pretty much everything. Thank you guys so much. If you missed any other content that I uploaded this week, please go back and check. You guys might have missed it because of YouTube's shitty ways. Please go and do that. You got a whole weekend of content, man. You got Off the Script Extra on Thursday, Friday, Saturday Off the Script, and then today, and then we got Monday Night Raw tonight as well. So I'll see you tonight for Monday Night Raw. Thank you all so very much for everything, and I will see you for yet another shitty edition of Monday Night Raw, where Sasha Banks and Bayley will be going to counseling. So I hope this is not as bad as I expected to be. So see you tonight. Thank you guys so much, and we'll cover Raw, as always, tonight. Talk to you later.